how we got involved in all this. Okay. My name is Fred Niedler. I was a former law enforcement officer. I had over 20 years at the Sheriff's Office, retired, did a tour in Iraq as a law enforcement professional doing battlefield forensics. And I came back for a little while and did almost 2 years in Afghanistan, doing some fun stuff. But, so, I mean, my background is pretty extensive. Brent, who's my business partner, I actually got this business started while I was overseas in Afghanistan. He called me, contacted me, and we started talking about putting this together. And, and next thing you know, we're in business. I've known Brent practically his entire life. Brent was a Sharon police officer who left as a Sharon police officer to do a computing consulting job. And doing that, wanted to get back into investigation, so I got him on the meeting and thought this was a great idea. And lo and behold, we have been in business not quite 2 years, and we've done like 330 countries. So we've been busy guys. We did get hired by Limberios family to look into this. Because of anything, obviously there were some things that maybe were not done properly, so we can't undo that. So they asked us to look into this. We started looking into this. We've been looking into this now for a couple months, off and on. So that's kind of where we stand, kind of what we, are about. We are not the police. Okay. We are two private investigators taking out for our interest in behalf of the police. That's what we're doing. So that kind of gives you an idea. I understand you were in the military for a while. Tell me, what'd you do?
I was in nuclear power.
Okay.
That's Ronald Reagan. 1.5 years.
Okay.
I did 2 tours in the Gulf of Oman, but I didn't really do a whole lot with the nuclear. Pretty much the same plan.
Yeah, but then you had a lot of support missions, I'm guessing, from there.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And we did a relief effort for the earthquake testing.
Oh,
okay. And too. I was over there for that.
Okay.
4 years? Yeah, 4.5 years I was there for.
What made you decide to get out?
I don't know. I just wasn't really for me anymore. Looking for something different.
And it looked like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I understand. I mean, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week,
That's an easy day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand. I mean, when I was in Iraq, there was a lot of missions out with the kids, and we would try to get missions out on kids. We called it, we said, as soon as we sit down our phone, we're going to start bringing
That happened.
Yeah. So, I certainly understand how this is and can get burned out very quickly and something like that.
I'm in the middle of the business.
Don't even give a holiday at first.
And they call at work all the time. Everybody's trying to get us to buy something. So, I mean, that's kind of where we stand. Just off of curiosity, now, who was your commanding officer over there?
We actually went through 5. We had 2 of them get fired. Yeah, one of them actually failed.
Yeah, not a good thing. Not a good thing.
This is Captain Gordon. The one that served got the ship. Captain King.
Okay.
And there were 3 more in between.
Well, I mean, I understand how the military goes through command. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
And,
we did the same thing with our reactor officers, too. So, oh, yeah.
One thing goes wrong, you get claimed.
Yep.
You're now reassigned to something else. Okay. Basically, what we are trying to do here today, okay, It's just answer some questions that the family has, okay?
Right.
Can answer some questions about what actually happened, okay? We had some concerns, my background is this, I want, and I told the family, my job is to take the emotion out. Not to look at it emotionally, not to look at it as a tragic event. That, you can't do. And my job's not to look at it emotionally, to look at it scientifically, with the background that I have and the forensics and things like that. And, pretty much eliminate the emotion, look at the facts, So, fortunately for me, I have some very good connections. One of the guys that I had looked at this case is a splatter expert. He is one of the worldwide recognized splatter expert. Okay, so this guy actually is from Kansas, and he was going to talk with him through somebody that I've known overseas. So I have some good connections that can bring in some people with the scientific background. Okay. So we're basically, and I don't know if you can see the diagram behind you. If somebody did a diagram of the house, if that looks pretty accurate, you would let me know. Obviously it's not to scale or anything.
Right.
But, it kind of gives you an idea of, where everything is. And that's pretty much correctly the way you remember it.
Yeah. Okay. What's the phone? Oh, phone.
Oh, no, that's the plant. It's a plant.
Yeah? Okay.
Remember there was a plant right there?
Yeah.
And we have pictures, but some of them are pretty graphic, and I don't know that, with your background, it may not bother you as much, and, actually, with your background and kind of, it's really why we wanted to talk to you, because out of the three individuals there, you are probably the one that can be most objective, because you had some training, and B, some of this stuff, you may or may not have been, subject to seeing some things throughout your military career. I couldn't tell you when I was in Iraq, I did mass bracelet installations, and so, obviously, these don't bother me, because I don't look at it as a person. It sounds bad, it's cool. I look at it as evidence, and that's how it's approached. Very scientific. One thing before we get started, can you just tell me, because there were some discrepancies about where everybody was in there. Can you just show me where everybody was?
Just write down like the names of where it was, I'm assuming. Will was, I thought it was the end of the couch. He said he was sure, but somewhere off to the left.
Okay, so you're not exactly.
left of Brittany, yeah.
Okay, and Evan was standing up on the telephone?
Yeah.
Walking around.
Kind of just pacing like you do on the phone.
Not Evan.
Jake, yeah.
Sorry, thank you.
You.
Yeah, good. Okay, so he was just walking around and pacing and things like that. Okay. Then, well, you know what, let me show you something, and I want your opinion on this, because this is what has thrown a lot of question in there. This is, the family has paid for an autopsy, and they got Dr. Cecil West out of Pennsylvania. He was on the lung commission, so the guy has some pretty outstanding credentials. And when we initially got the interview, I'm going to let you guys read that, and then we'll kind of go from there. And this was why we had some concerns that we wanted to talk to you about. you understand why there's some questions now? Okay. We,
Basically, Cyril's saying he can't hold the gun far enough
enough
away to.
exactly. And, you know, we've reenacted in here, because I'm, you know, about Jake's size and stuff like that. Trust me, I've had a 4-inch for, you know. So we're like, okay, you know, now what do we do? Again, I want you to understand that, you know, we're not gonna do it, okay?
Right.
We are just trying to figure this out for the family. And again, when we started looking at this, and Dr. Weck came back to, you know, we initially read his autopsy report, and one of the things that was discovered in the autopsy report was the lack of what they call stiffness, which is the burning of the scalp from the gunpowder that doesn't burn on fish. Okay, and that's where he's making a conclusion based off of that. So we're like, okay, if it's physically impossible that happened, what's the next most likely scenario? Okay, and we reenacted probably 1,000 different ones. I mean, because, you know, how can this happen?
Right.
You know, that night, do you remember, you know, was Will passing the gun to Jake? I mean,
Not that I remember. It was sitting on the ottoman at one point.
okay.
It was in Jake's hands, but there was no. I mean, Jake had the gun for at least, you know, a minute or two before it went off.
So we're trying to figure out how does this happen, you know?
Right.
Because, you know, the science is saying they can't. And, you know, the only people that know what happened there are you guys.
Right.
You know, our first initial thought was this was a probable accident and the gun was like being passed. You know, it would make sense, you know, with the entry wound, exit wound, those kind of things. And, you know, we've been out to the house, you know, and I'll give you an idea of the extent that we projected the image of Jake onto the mannequin head. Yeah. You know, we projected his actual image, so we had the exact point of entry. We could do an exit from the autopsy,
Right.
you know, he was playing with, you know, an exit, you know, and we're like, okay, with that, I kind of show you how we did it, okay. This is approximately what the angles were, okay. Now,
Entry point would be here, exit point would be here.
okay, so, and then the bullet ending up, of course, in the ceiling. You know, because when you look at the autopsy report, it tells you it's a slightly downward angle. You know, well, that just totally prevents it.
Right.
Okay, that's, and that's, you know, he told us that. You know, but our obvious concern is if the gun was further than 2 feet away, you can't hold that something like that.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's physically, it's.
Yeah,
So,
which way was Jake facing?
you can use it.
I honestly, like I said, he was pacing around. So, last I remember him facing in kind of this general direction, but, you know, he was walking around, so I just remember looking at him at one point, so I don't know which way he was actually facing going on.
Did he have the gun in his hand? Where was the gun?
In his hand.
In your statement, you said that he pulled the gun from his waistband.
Yeah, he had it kind of tucked in while he was talking on the phone, and then pulled it out and was playing with it, and that's when I was telling him to stop.
He was playing with it.
Just, you know, waving it around, kind of while he was on the phone. Just had it in his hand. Not like pulling the trigger or anything like that.
All right, let me kind of ask you, he was giving out the souvenirs, right, shelter. Okay, now, when you think about that, when you're giving out, I mean, you know, being from the, obviously you're familiar with that.
Right.
You know, there's people who do that. But when you turn, you know, you give out, if I'm gonna give them out, then you check them, you know, around.
Right.
Here you go,
Right.
here you go, here you go, you know. That would have to be done completely, right?
I would think.
Yeah, I
there
mean,
was
how-
one left in there.
How would, you know, and that's some of the questions that we're trying to figure out.
Well, we didn't shoot all around from the outside.
Right,
so.
right, you have one round left.
When you took the casings out to hand out as souvenirs, how did you think about it?
I don't know, he didn't hand me one, he gave Will one, and he gave Brittany one, they hadn't shot one.
You didn't see
before.
how it did?
No, I didn't even know what to do, he was in his full list. I don't remember the one that I shot.
You know, we're trying to figure out how did a round get back.
Right.
If you've operated guns in Jacobs and Lair, country, there you go. You know.
I don't know if maybe he left it in there, because he didn't have anywhere else to put it, or just didn't want to put it on.
What's your opinion of this document?
I don't think it makes any sense.
Okay.
I think it's ridiculous.
In what regard?
Because I was there, and I know what happened.
Oh, so,
I know where Jake shot him, and I honestly don't care.
well, I mean, I'm just asking your opinion, because we have to look
know.
at the facts.
I know.
You know, we have to, and this is what we, I mean, imagine the position that we're in, we're like, wait a minute, you know, because, you know, no matter how you look at it, I view it as an issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
No, what about the blood and the hair that they found? Wouldn't that?
that's being touched again
Okay.
right now.
What I'm saying is, wouldn't that mean that the gun would have to be close to his head?
Not necessarily,
Oh.
okay? You know, and again, you gotta look at how the gun fell,
Right.
how long the blood,